Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Hanson here. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than my previous videos, although it's kind of the same. I'm going to be doing a read aloud with this book called The Three Billy Goats Gruff. Here's the cover of it. But before we begin reading this book, I want to do a little warm-up to get our brains moving before we read the book. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and think of your favorite person. So this could be your mom, your dad, your grandma, your best friend. I'm going to think of my mom. And I want you to think of 3 words that describe that person. But here's the catch. I want you to think of 3 words that describe the inside of them, their personality, what they're like to talk to, not the outside, because I could go on all day about how pretty my mom is, but I want to get words that describe what the person's personality is like. So for instance, since I chose my mom, I'm going to think of 3 words, description words or adjectives that describe her. So one adjective that describes my mom is she is very loving. Because she is. Also, my mom is very smart. And finally, I'm going to write my mom is very patient. And we're going to pretend that this is a whiteboard because I don't have a whiteboard. But see, here I have my adjectives. I have 3 adjectives that describe my mom: loving, smart, and patient. And I could think of a lot more adjectives to describe my mom, but those are the 3 that I'm going to stick with for today. So I want you to pause the video, go get a piece of paper and a writing utensil, and I want you to write down 3 words that describe the personality of somebody that you really like. So hopefully they'll be good words. Once you have your 3 words, I want you to look at them because you just wrote down 3 character traits of the person. So character trait, I have my definition here and I'll hold it up in a second. A character traits are words that describe a character's personality. So in this case, the character was whoever you decided to describe. In our book, The Three Billy Goats Gruff, that would be the 3 characters, 3 Billy Goats. And I'll hold up my paper. I have other definitions on here too, but this is the first one, character traits. All right, now, also, before I read the book, I'm going to go over a couple other vocabulary terms. The next vocabulary term that I want to go over is making inferences. And the definition that I have is using clues provided in a text, which is the book, in a text or picture, along with knowledge that you already have, to figure out information that has not been given to you. So one way, I'm going to hold this up while I talk. One way that I can describe making inferences is it's kind of like detective work. Okay, so the story is going to have a lot of information. It's going to tell you all about the characters, but it might not outright say, this Billy Goat is really nice. You might read about him doing nice things and you could think, oh, that is something really nice, and write that. That would be inferring because it didn't say he's really nice. But you can infer that from what he does or what he says. And that's just an example. So those 2, character traits and making inferences, those words aren't in the story, but I want you to understand them before we read the story. Now, one word that is in the story that is a little bit confusing is rushing. And the definition of rushing is to act or go quickly. And we all know what rushing is, like when you're getting ready for school in the morning and you're rushing, you're going really fast because you woke up late maybe. I do that all the time. But in this story, rushing is actually used to describe a river. So I think what it means when it says a rushing river is it means the current in the river is going really, really fast. The last word that I want to go over is trampled. And the definition of trampled is to crush with the feet. Okay, so in this story, there aren't any people, they're goats. And goats don't have feet, they have hooves, right? But they're still going to use them to trample. So now that we know some words that will help us understand the story better, last thing before we start reading, I want you to get your piece of paper. You can just flip it over, the piece of paper that you wrote your adjectives on. And I want you to split it into 3 sections. And to do this, you're just going to draw 2 lines from the top to the bottom. My lines are not straight and they're not even. And if I had a whiteboard, I would do this on the whiteboard. See? So I just draw 2 lines, 1, 2, and it splits it into 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. The next thing I want you to do is draw a line pretty close to the top, going across like this. So I just drew this line. And then in these 3 boxes that you made at the top, I want you to number them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, just like this. So your paper should look like this. Okay, so what you're gonna do while I'm reading the story is I want you to listen while I'm reading for character traits. And you might have to make some inferences. So I'll try to read slow where you can pause the video while I'm reading to make some inferences about character traits. And I want you to write them on your paper. So this first column, column number 1, is going to go for the first Billy Goat. So if you think of a character trait for the first Billy Goat, you'll write it in this column. Column number 2 will be character traits for the second Billy Goat. And column number 3 will be character traits for the third Billy Goat, because those are our 3 main characters. And by the end of the story, I'll give you a little bit of time after I'm finished reading the story, but by the end of the story, I want you to have at least 3 character traits for each Billy Goat in the story. Okay? And remember, does not describe what they look like on the outside. It describes what they look like on the inside. So these can be opinions. They can be a little bit far-fetched. They can be a little out there. As long as you have an explanation for why you think that's a character trait, that's perfectly fine. All right, so now that we have our papers, I'm going to start reading the story. All right, and here's a little title page, The Three Billy Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were 3 Billy Goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all 3 Billy Goats was Gruff. So that, I'm guessing, was their last name, but see, you can see all 3 of them. Small, medium, and large. There was very little grass in the valley, and the Billy Goats were hungry. They wanted to go up the hillside to a fine meadow full of grass and daisies where they could eat and eat and eat and get fat. So here you go. There they are looking up at the meadow. So that could be making an inference too. What could be a character trait that you could think of for someone that just eats and eats and eats and doesn't stop? Just something to think about. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river, and under the bridge lived a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. Oh no. See him? Right under there with super wild hair. So if we were trying to think of a character trait for the troll, we could say he was mean. That's a character trait. And it actually said it. We didn't even have to make an inference. First, the youngest Billy Goat Gruff decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, it's only I, the tiniest Billy Goat Gruff, said the Billy Goat in his very small voice, and I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat. So I want you to look at this picture. What does the Billy Goat look like he's feeling right now? Does he look happy? He doesn't look very happy to me, but that could be a character trait. What's the expression that he has on his face? I want you to look at it one more time. So that would be making an inference from the picture. No, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please don't take me. I'm too little, that I am, said the Billy Goat. Wait till the second Billy Goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger. Well then, be off with you, said the troll. All right. So there is Billy Goat talking to the troll. A little later, the second Billy Goat Gruff came to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. Who's that tripping over my bridge? Roared the troll. Oh, it's only I, the second Billy Goat Gruff, and I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat, said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. No, you're not, said the troll, for I'm coming to gobble you up. Oh, please don't take me. Wait a little till the third billy goat Gruff comes. He is much bigger. Very well, be off with you then, said the troll. There he is talking to the troll. Then up came the third billy goat Gruff. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, went the bridge, and the third billy goat Gruff was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. Look at how big he looks. It's kind of scary looking in that picture. Who's that tramping over my bridge? Roared the troll. It is I, the big billy goat Gruff, said the billy goat, and his voice was as loud as the troll's. So, I want you to pause for a second and try to make another inference based on either what the goat said or what he looks like. What kind of personality traits would you have to be able to face down a troll like that? Because he talked very loudly, and look at his face. He doesn't look scared. So that could be another character trait. Now I'm coming to gobble you up, roared the troll. Well, come along, said the billy goat Gruff. I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. See what you can do. All right, here is the troll swinging up there. So up climbed that mean, ugly troll, and the big billy goat Gruff butted him with his horns and trampled him with his hard hooves. And he tossed him over the bridge into the rushing river. Look, there goes the troll. Then the big billy goat Gruff went up the hillside to join his brothers. And look, you can see the troll at the bottom of the hill, and then his brothers all the way at the top already eating. In the meadow, the 3 billy goats Gruff got so fat they could hardly walk home again. They are probably still there. So snip, snap, snout, this tale is told out. And look how happy they are. Just eating, getting really fat. All right, so I'm going to give you a minute to pause this video so that you can, if you missed any character traits or need to go back, to fill out your paper and try to get at least 3 character traits. And then I'm going to tell you my character traits that I thought of while I was reading this story. So for the first billy goat, I'm going to write and then I'll show you on my paper. For the first billy goat, one of the character traits that I put was shy. And I put that he was shy because it said he had a really small voice. And someone that is shy usually has a small voice, so that's why I put that. The next one that I put was timid. And although he wasn't very timid when he was facing off the troll, when he was looking at the troll in that first picture, his face looked kind of scared and he looked kind of timid, like, oh, and he didn't really want to face off with him. So that's why I put timid. And the last trait that I got for the first billy goat was clever. And the reason I put clever is because I thought he was pretty clever when he made up that plan to let the troll get one of his other brothers. That's how he got past the troll, because he knew he probably couldn't fight the troll, but one of his brothers maybe could. So I thought that was a clever plan. And I'll show you. That's what I wrote on my paper. Shy, timid, clever. And okay, for the second Billy Goat, this one was the hardest one for me because he only had 1 page, or I guess 2 pages, but he only had basically 1 page. So it was a little bit harder to find character traits for him. But some of the same ones that I put for the first one kind of apply to him too. So for the first one, I put smart. And the reason I put smart is because I think, in my mind, he was listening to his younger brother. When his younger brother came up with his clever plan, the second goat was listening and he thought, wow, that is really clever. I'm gonna do that too. Which is a pretty smart move because he knew he couldn't fight the troll either. All right, and the second one that I put for him was brave. And the reason that I put brave is because in the picture, when he was talking to that troll, he didn't look scared at all in the picture. And I would have been scared. So I thought that was kind of brave of him. And the last one I put for this goat was impatient. Now, these don't always have to be good character traits, and you can disagree with me on this, but I'm going to explain why I put impatient. I put impatient because, did you see at the very, very end, he was already up at the top of the hill, already eating and getting really fat, while his brother was down at the bridge fighting the troll. He didn't think he could wait that long to eat. So I thought that was kind of impatient of him. And I know the first goat was there too. He was impatient. If I wanted to, I could write a fourth one. So I will. I'll put impatient for the first goat too. I thought they were both impatient. So see, there I have smart, brave, and impatient. And the last Billy Goat, the first one I put was strong. And I think it's pretty obvious why. He had a big booming voice and he was able to topple the troll off the bridge. So that makes him very strong. Another word that I put for him was courageous. And the reason that I put courageous is because he faced off with the troll. And his voice, it didn't say that his voice was shaking when he was talking to him. Thought that was pretty courageous. And the last word, the last trait that I put for this one was protective. And the reason that I put protective is because I thought he was doing a really good job of protecting his younger brothers, the younger Billy Goats, from the troll. I mean, they came up with the plan, but he still protected them. So see, I have strong, courageous, and protective. So compare your traits to mine, see if you have any of the same ones, see if you have any different ones. You can definitely leave a comment in the comment section if you did come up with some different ones. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this book. I'll see you next time. Bye.